Hello fellow anime fans, today's episode of Neat Anime to Watch, we're counting down the top anime, where the main characters tries hard to become a hero. If you are new to this channel, feel free to hit that subscribe button for more anime content like this. So without further ado, let's get started. In California's Center City, shy but kind-hearted Joseph Carter, Joey Jones lives with his grandmother, working in a coffee shop. Though his family is financially burdened and he is bullied at school, he remains cheerful. A robotics enthusiast, he wants a top-of-the-line toy robot called a Habo more than anything. Any day Joey and his friend Simon Saikina come across a destroyed Habo discarded by a group of rich kids. He takes it home and repairs it himself, excitedly naming it Heroman. However, one night Heroman is struck by lightning and comes to life, growing several times its size in the process. That same night Center City is attacked by aliens called Skrug, whose attention was brought to Earth after Joey's acquaintance Professor Matthew Denton made attempts to contact them. Along with Joey, Heroman quickly heads to the scene of the attack, where he finds people in trouble, including his friend Lena Davis and her father. Using an arm-mounted controller, Joey is able to command Heroman to use superpowers to fight off the Skrug and rescue civilians. As the aliens continue their invasion of Earth, the duo are the only ones separating humanity and destruction. After having descended upon this world, the gods have created guilds where adventurers can test their mettle. These guilds, known as familia, grant adventurers the chance to explore, gather, hunt, or simply enjoy themselves. Dungeon Nidii wo Motomaru no wa Machigateru deru Kagaden. Sword Oratoria begins in Arario, the lively city of adventures. The Sword Princess, Ace Wallenstein, and the novice mage, Lafia Viridis, are members of the Loki familia, who are experts at monster hunting. With the rest of their group, they journey to the Tower of Babel in hopes of exploring the dungeon underneath. Home to powerful monsters, the dungeon will fulfill Ace's desire to master her sword skills, while bringing Lafia closer to her dream of succeeding Reverial Jozalf, vice captain of the Loki familia, as the most powerful mage in the land. Dreaming of becoming a hero and vanquishing the Demon King, Raul Chazer enters the hero training program in pursuit of his ambition. However, when the Demon King is defeated and peace returns to the world, the hero training program is suspended indefinitely, making it impossible for anyone to become a hero. Two years later, Raul reluctantly works at a small electronics store called Magic Shop Leon. Though the former hero in training is plagued by the mundanity of working in retail, everything changes with the arrival of a new hire. Appearing at first to be just a boy with good looks, he turns out to be a female demon by the name of Pheno Bloodstone. She is not just any old demon either. Raul's new co-worker is in fact the daughter of the late Demon King. Handed the responsibility of training this eccentric new employee, Raul soon finds his life becoming livelier than it ever was before. Katami City, Japan, is at the forefront of science. Besides being 30 years ahead of the world technologically, more than 3/4 of this peculiar city's population consists of students developing their psychic abilities as espers in various institutions. Among these students is Tauma Kamiju, a high school boy with the lowest psychic rank of 0, but with a mysterious power no scientist can understand. Imagine Breaker, which allows him to negate other supernatural abilities. This, however, doesn't affect Kamiju's life in the least as he plays his role as a regular teenager, that is, until he meets the strange Index Liberum Prohibitorum, a young girl who has memorized the entirety of the Forbidden Grimoires, and now a dangerous organization is hunting Index down. With several magicians looking to harm the girl, Kamiju will defend his new companion at all costs as he discovers a strange new realm of the supernatural. Four cardinal heroes are a group of ordinary men from modern-day Japan, summoned to the kingdom of Melromarc to become its saviors. Melromarc is a country plagued by the waves of catastrophe that have repeatedly ravaged the land and brought disaster to its citizens for centuries. The four heroes are respectively bestowed a sword, spear, bow, and shield to vanquish these waves. Nafumi Iwatani, an Otaku, becomes cursed with the fate of being the shield hero. Armed with only a measly shield, Naofumi is belittled and ridiculed by his fellow heroes and the kingdom's people due to his weak offensive capabilities and lackluster personality. When the heroes are provided with resources and comrades to train with, Naofumi sets out with the only person willing to train alongside him, Malty Melromarc. He is soon betrayed by her, however, and becomes falsely accused of taking advantage of her. Naofumi then becomes heavily discriminated against and hated by the people of Melromarc for something he didn't do. With a raging storm of hurt and mistrust in his heart, Naofumi begins his journey of strengthening himself and his reputation. Further along, however, the difficulty of being on his own sets in, so Naofumi buys a demi-human slave on the verge of death named Raphtalia to accompany him on his travels. As the waves approach the kingdom, Naofumi and Raphtalia must fight for the survival of the kingdom and protect the people of Melromarc from their ill-fated future. There is a popular saying, "You can never be too careful." It is very important to prepare for every situation you may face, even if it seems like an unnecessary waste of time. Also, in games like RPGs, it is good to exceed the level of your enemies to achieve total victory. These words describe Ryugu a little too perfectly. After being summoned by the goddess Ristur to save the world of Geobran from destruction, the hero prepares himself for his noble journey. While this might be normal, he spends a very long time training himself, despite having overpowered stats. He fights weak enemies using his strongest skills and buys excessive amounts of supplies and potions, all to stay safe. While his attitude may be a bit annoying, it might just be the saving grace of Geobran, especially considering that it is a world where the forces of evil dominate each and every expectation. Alpha Stigma are known to be eyes that can analyze all types of magic. However, they are more infamously known as cursed eyes that can only bring destruction and death to others. Reiner Luke, a talented mage and also an Alpha Stigma bearer, was once a student of the Roland Empire's Magician Academy, an elite school dedicated to training magicians for military purposes. However, after many of his classmates died in a war, he makes an oath to make the nation a more orderly and peaceful place, with fellow survivor and best friend, Siana Steele. Now that Sian is the king of Roland, he orders Reiner to search for useful relics that will aid the nation. Together with Ferris Eris, a beautiful and highly skilled swordswoman, Reiner goes on a journey to search for relics of legendary heroes from the past, and also uncover the secrets his cursed eyes. After escaping a bus hijacking with the help of masked superhero Strange Juice, Yuta Iradatsu finds his soul separated from his body and in the care of a perverse cat spirit, Chiranasuke. As a spirit, Yuta wanders around his residence, the Korai house, aiming to regain his body and observe the other residents. Mika Daihatsu, a genius inventor, Mikita Narajino, a cheerful idol, Ito Hikayatani, a shut-in NEET, and Robura Chichibu, a spiritual medium. After catching a glimpse of Narajino's undergarments, Chiranasuke reveals to Yuta that he becomes exponentially stronger upon seeing panties. However, if he sees another pair while he is still a spirit, his power will cause an asteroid to crash into the earth, ending the world and killing his friends. Punchline follows Yuta as he unravels the mysteries surrounding Korai House, its residents, and a villainous organization attempting to end the world. Will Yuta be able to save everyone, or will the ever-present threat of panties result in their doom? Spontaneous human combustion. A chaotic phenomenon that has plagued humanity for years, randomly transforming ordinary people into flaming, violent creatures known as infernals. While infernals make up the first-generation accounts of human combustion, the second and third generations became known as pyrokinetics people, gifted with the ability to manipulate and control their flames while remaining human. To combat the infernal threat and discover the cause, the Tokyo Armed Forces, Fire Defense Agency, and Holy Church of Seoul produced their answer. The Special Fire Force. Young and eager third-generation pyrokinetic Shinra Kusaka, nicknamed Devil's Footprints for his explosive ability to ignite his feet at will, becomes a member of the lively Special Fire Force Company 8. Upholding the brigade's duty to extinguish the blazing infernals and lay their souls to rest, Shinra is determined to become a hero who will save the lives of those threatened by the flame terror. However, this is not the hero's game Shinra imagined. The fire force is a fractured mess of feuding brigades, abnormal infernal sightings are increasing all over Tokyo, and a shadowy group is claiming to have answers to the strange fire that caused the death of Shinra's family 12 years ago. Faced with many obstacles within and outside the fire force, Shinra fights to uncover the truth behind the burning mysteries that have kept him in the dark. Set in Tokyo, it's January 29, 2030. High-frequency resonance is observed in the vicinity of Tokyo, and the red fog rolls into the city. Those who hear the sound, humans and animals alike, pass out, losing consciousness. Everything shuts down in Tokyo, believing that the fog is carrying an unknown virus that causes an epidemic. However, 6 days later, after the incident, people wake up, as if nothing happened. After that, Tokyo's sealed-off city sections gradually return to normal. However, since the high-frequency resonance, some bizarre events start to happen, and people find themselves being pulled deeper into more mysteries. Meanwhile, young people start to become aware of themselves and release their power hidden in their blood, discovering themselves as vessel of wisdom blood. Together, being led by something unknown, they meet, communicate, and face the unavoidable circle of fate, sacrificing their own lives.